Then Sauron sent Draugluin, a Dreadbeast, old in evil, lord and sire of the werewolves of Angband. His might was great, and the battle of Huan and Draugluin was long and fierce. Draugluin was a creation of Sauron, Morgoth's most trusted lieutenant. Sauron was a master of shape-shifting and sorcery, known for his ability to corrupt and twist living creatures for his purposes. The werewolves, like the orcs and trolls, were beings who were transformed or bred through dark magic and became minions of Morgoth. In the case of Draugluin, he was a powerful spirit, likely a corrupted Maya or other fallen being, who was bound into the form of a great wolf. As the first and greatest of the werewolves, Draugluin became the progenitor of all future werewolves in Middle-earth. He was a fearsome creature, larger and stronger than normal wolves, and was endowed with immense strength, cunning, and a thirst for blood. His creation marked Sauron's power to bend the natural world to his will, producing fearsome monsters to serve his master Morgoth. Draugluin served Sauron during the height of the First Age, most notably at Tolin-Gaurhoth, the Isle of Werewolves. This fortress was originally known as Tol Sirion, a Noldorin stronghold built by the elves to guard the pass between the lands of Beleriand and Morgoth's fortress of Angband. Sauron, in his mastery of deception and warfare, eventually took over the fortress and corrupted it into a dark place teeming with his minions, particularly werewolves. Draugluin was the leader of the werewolves of Tolin-Gaurhoth, and he took part in Sauron's campaign of terror against the elves and men of Beleriand. Under Sauron's orders, Draugluin hunted down and destroyed any who sought to oppose Morgoth's forces. Tolin-Gaurhoth became a feared location, known for its prison cells and the torture chambers where many were held captive by Sauron and his followers. Draugluin's most famous appearance is during the story of Beren and Luthien. Beren, a mortal man, and Luthien, an elven princess, were on a quest to steal a Silmaril, one of the powerful jewels forged by the elven smith Feanor from Morgoth's crown. During their journey, they sought to rescue Beren's companions, who were held captive by Sauron in Tolin-Gaurhoth. As Beren and Luthien approached the fortress, Draugluin was sent by Sauron to attack them. Luthien had the aid of Huan, a great hound of Valinor, who was gifted to the elf Celegorm. Huan, blessed by the valor, was a formidable creature who was destined to only be defeated by the greatest of wolves. Draugluin, believing in his own strength, engaged in battle with Huan. However, the fight ended in Draugluin's defeat. Gravely wounded, Draugluin fled back to his master Sauron, and with his dying breath, warned him of the great hound Huan, who had come to challenge him. Draugluin's defeat at the hands of Huan marked the beginning of Sauron's downfall at Tolin-Gaurhoth. After Draugluin's death, Luthien used her powers to confront and overcome Sauron himself, eventually freeing the prisoners held in the fortress. Draugluin's death foreshadowed the fall of the werewolves and the liberation of Tolin-Gaurhoth from Sauron's grip. Though Draugluin was a relatively minor character in Tolkien's broader mythology, his significance lies in his role as the first and greatest of the werewolves. His legacy continued through his descendant Carcharoth, the monstrous wolf who would later play a pivotal role in the story of Beren and Luthien. Carcharoth, bred to be even more powerful and savage than Draugluin, would go on to guard Morgoth's fortress of Angband and eventually play a crucial part in the final acts of the tale. Draugluin represents the theme of corruption, one of the central ideas in Tolkien's work. Like many creatures in Middle-earth, Draugluin was not born evil, but was twisted and enslaved by the dark powers of Morgoth and Sauron. His role as a servant of evil mirrors the broader conflict between light and darkness that defines much of the Silmarillion. Draugluin's role in the First Age, though small, highlights the ongoing battle between the forces of good and evil in Tolkien's world. His encounter with Huan serves as a symbol of the eventual triumph of good over evil, even when faced with overwhelming darkness. Draugluin may have been the first of the werewolves, but his defeat paved the way for the victory of the free peoples of Middle-earth against the forces of Morgoth and Sauron. That concludes our dive into the history of Draugluin. Until next time, beware the wolf that haunts the darkness. The vault is now closed.